Alright, today we're going to be unboxing and assembling the Hynox Trooper X, which is a folding 20 by 4 inch fat tire e-bike that's full suspension. It's really nice. I like it. Super cool styling, and we're going to get into it today. So the very first thing we're going to do is unpackage the box, get everything out of it so I can get the seat put on to the seat post, and then from there we're going to lift it up with my new electric bike lift. That's as high as it can go, so we do have to kind of like scoop the box out, and we just take this box and we kind of pull it out like this, and that's how easy it is to get a bike out of the box with a lift. You don't even have to cut the lid off or the side piece, any of that off. You don't have to do that. I just do it to make it easier on myself. I'm gonna take the rest of my stuff and throw it in here. We're about to take the top tube cap off here, and we're gonna twist these handlebars so they're even. Now that we have this loose, we can kind of line everything up, and then once we get it down onto the floor, we can adjust this even further. But we want to line the handlebar up with the forks, and you gotta do this very carefully. Once you put pressure on this, it holds everything in place. You can kind of see, you can still twist it at this point, but every time you tighten it, it makes it to where it's harder to move. So I just like to do it like this. Get everything lined up the way I think it looks good. And then after we get on the ground, I'll adjust it if we need to. Now after tightening the center cap on the stem, you also need to come around and go to the bottom here and tighten both of these bolts on each side. And that will take care of anything moving at all and make your handlebars secure. I am going to install the wheel and tire first, because I find installing the wheel and tire first easier, because then you have a place to rest your fender as you're assembling it. I know there are other people that think the other way is better. It's all personal preference. But we're gonna pull that out. This hopefully is loose enough. It's actually easier to do this when the bike is upside down, but if you get down here and you just use your leg, I took both the bolts off because it's giving me trouble. I will come in and tighten this further. For now, we're gonna hand tighten that. Okay, I got that one tight. And this one, do the same thing. Definitely gonna need to do some adjustments on those brakes. Woo. Fender is next. Probably the easiest part. I do find that this is the best way for me to assemble this bike. So we get it somewhat tight, and then we push up on this all the way, and then we tighten it up the rest of the way. Alright, there's that. And then these are probably yellow. Alrighty. The hard part is done. Well, we do have to adjust these brakes. Let's see. Let's see if we can get these fixed. So the hardest part is done on this bike. Super easy to assemble. I feel like anybody can do that. Anybody can get out here and assemble this if you buy it. we are going to be doing the last step, which is just installing the pedals. Let me open this box up over here. Now we put grease on our pedals so that it is easy to take them off if you ever need to in the future. These are nice folding pedals. I like the all metal ones because they just seem like they're built really well. There's that. Yeah, I like the nice suspension and the see these pedals, you just push up on them like that and then they come out. So we're gonna add some more grease. I just put a little bit on there and then rub it around with the bottle. Try not to get this stuff on my fingers if I can help it. Sometimes it's inevitable. And we're gonna go to the other side. You probably won't be able to see this, but just know. Now this one is opposite, lefty tighty. So now we are done. All right, today we are checking out the Hynox Trooper X. It is a full suspension folding bike, 20 by 4 inch with a rear rack, fenders, nice screen, thumb throttle, OD grips, like old style BMX grips, 15 amp hour battery, pretty nice hydraulic shock in the front and an air shock in the back. The torque on the motor is 100 Newton meters, so this thing should climb hills very well. It is a 1600 watt peak motor. We only have a 15 amp hour battery in the frame, so that's gonna probably get eaten up by that powerful motor, so I don't know how much range we're gonna get on this. It does have linkage suspension, which is really nice for off-roading, so we'll probably be taking this one off-roading. I have not ridden this bike yet, so this is kind of just a first look. It does have hydraulic brakes, so on the other side over here, we got 180 millimeter rotors with Logan hydraulic brakes, and they are 2-piston hydraulic brakes. This has a 15 amp hour battery, but it's 21,700 cells, so it should be really efficient, and we'll be testing that out. The battery is a little different in how it works, and I'll show you that in just a second. And we'll lower you down and we'll look at the dash together for the first time, because I have not looked at it yet. It does have Chow Yang tires, 20 by 4s. It is the hippo skin. Of course, you can always get a flat tire in any instance when riding a bike, but these help with adding a little extra layer of protection when you're riding. Now these aren't the best tires in the world. Chow Yangs are kind of like on the lower end, but they'll do the job, and they have a tread on them, so you really can ride this off-road and do pretty good. I'm really excited to see how well this does. Now the D&M air shock up here, it has 35 millimeters of travel, and then the front suspension has 80 millimeters of travel, and it is hydraulic with a preload and compression and lockout, so that's nice. This one you air it up by taking this little knob off. You have to have a shock pump. It is a special pump, but you just put it on that nozzle right there, and then it does have a lockout on that blue lever there where you can lock the suspension out completely just by twisting it. And we'll test the suspension and all of that once we get out on a ride. Now this is a folding bike, so it offers all that, but it also folds. It has folding pedals, so you can push this and fold those in, and then it has a folding frame. So this lever here is a little bit different than anything I've seen. They've kind of changed it. Usually there's a button here that you pull, but it's actually underneath. So as you're pulling this, it's a little tricky. You have to hold this at the same time, and that pulls this little bar back. And then from there you can fold the frame, and it's going to be hard to do on the bike rack, so I'll have to show you later. But here's the folding handlebars as well. Just pull that down, and then these twist. Very nice to have a folding bike in the lineup if you don't have one already. The headlight's a little different. It's mounted up here on the handlebars with a little handlebar mount right there. So I kind of like it up here on the handlebars. It makes it really nice when you're riding. You can, like, you know, as you're steering, your light's going to follow your steering path. This does have a 2-year warranty. I left this on here, so I remembered to tell you. They offer a 2-year warranty. They do have an app, so you can download the app. And then here's all the specs if you guys want to read all that. The seat's pretty standard. There's not a whole lot here for that. And of course you don't have a suspension seat post because you already have rear suspension. Although, you know, I wonder if adding a suspension seat post to this would make it even better. Here's your rear rack. It can handle up to 66 pounds, and it is not integrated into the frame. It's bolted on. And then here's your rear light with turn signals. And yes, this bike does have turn signals in the back. Now this is also IPX5 weather resistant. So if you get caught in a rainstorm, you should be pretty good with riding this bike in the rain and not having any problems, or spraying it off with a hose if you are coming home from a dirty ride because you went off-roading on your full suspension folding e-bike. It does have a 48 tooth front chainring and then an 8-speed 11 to 32 tooth cassette in the back. It is an Altus derailleur, and it does have the trigger shifters up here. We'll get up to the cockpit in just a little bit. And then the other thing, this is a step-through e-bike, so really easy to get on and off this. This is one of the better looking bikes that I've seen, and of course, you know, I love the blue color, and with the silver graphics it looks really nice. Now the battery is a little interesting. The battery actually locks in place right here, and then to get it off you turn this key. Got to make sure that's in the down position, and you just lift it up, and then from here you can charge the battery up here on this charge port off the bike, or on the other side of the frame over here there's a charge port where you plug into the same port to charge the battery while it's on the bike. It does have a battery indicator light here, but that's that. And then you just stick it in the frame like this, push down on it, and then lock it, and that locks it in place. And then it has like an extra lock. I mean, it's locked by the key already, which you turn and it's locked, but it also has a second lock so it can't ever come out. Really good if you are going to take this off-roading. Let's lower my stand down a little bit and we'll get closer here to the dash. So here we are. This is going to be the first time I'm powering the bike on, and I believe you just push this orange button over here. There we go. Really cool looking display. Let me turn that off and turn it back on again. So turn this on. There you go. All right, and we're gonna roll this off. So very clear. I love the landscape orientation. It does have a percentage gauge on your battery. This is your PAS levels. This is your speed and your odometer, which has 0.1 miles, I guess, from the factory. We can go through the menu with the M button over here on the remote. And it does have a voltage gauge, the time the bike's been on, the odometer, the trip, max speed, average speed. And then it has the speedometer reading here. It does have turn signals with turn signal indicators. No audible tone, but they are there, so you will be able to see it on the screen. The screen looks really, really bright too. I'm not sure how it's going to look in sun yet, but and then there's your headlight button. You have to push and hold it to turn the headlight on. There's the headlight over here. And then here's your tail light back here. It is really, really bright. And if we come over here, we can hit the brake and it gets even brighter. And then let's turn the turn signal on. There's your turn signal, also very bright. I think everybody should be able to see that when you're riding. Does it have a horn? Does not have a horn. It has a walk mode. And I don't know if this is unlocked, so let's try putting it all the way up in PAS 5. Oh yeah, that's got a lot of power. It looks like it's unlocked from the factory, and it stops at 29 miles per hour on the speedometer on the screen. 53.8 volts. I just charged this, so I'm surprised it's not at 54.6. It's only been off the charger for like 12 hours. No wattage gauge, so you can't really see how many watts you're putting in. And it has a brake sensor light as well on there. That's what that little red dial is right there. So that's the screen. Here's your 8-speed trigger shifter, your OD grips, which are really nice. You can see the OD symbol right there. And then over here is your control panel. I really like this control panel, this remote. It's really neat looking. Very easy and tactile buttons, easy to see and easy to press. Would be cool if they lit up though. There's your turn signal button, your headlight button. We're gonna turn the headlight off, and no other buttons there. And then there's your thumb throttle right there. And then your Logan hydraulic brake levers. All right, so the last thing I'm going to show you on this, and I think it's a little weird, is they stopped the rear fender right here. As you look here, there's no more rear fender down here, and I don't know why they did that. Most bikes have the rear fender that's really long, and it goes all the way down to the back of the thing, so no debris gets flung up into the bike area here. Yeah, I don't know why they stopped it and why it's like that. It might have something to do with the linkage suspension maybe, but I did want to point that out. The fender on the back doesn't go all the way around. We'll see how that affects the ride when we take it out for a ride. That's the Hynox Trooper X 20 by 4 inch fat tire e-bike, full suspension, folding e-bike, with some really nice components for the price. This is $13.99 right now on their website, but I believe I'm going to have a coupon code, so go check the description if you guys are interested. We will be taking this out on a ride in the next video. Let me know if there's anything particular you want to see. So far, I really like the style of the bike and the way it looks and all the features, all the components, the screen, nice derailleur, the nice cassette, folding pedals, shocks on the front and back, hydraulic and air. I think this thing's going to ride really nice and be an off-road beast for a 20 by 4 inch fat tire folding e-bike.